Hello, friend. We have an important lesson today, and I want to start it by drawing your attention to 2 Corinthians chapter 5. Verses 14 and 15 are all about the cross. But then Paul anticipates an objection. And it might go like this: I don't want to keep looking at the cross. That's where my sin was. That's where my fall happened. I want to get beyond it. I want to see heaven. I want to begin talking more about life in the Spirit. And so Paul anticipates this in verse 16, and he says, "So from now on, we regard no one from a worldly point of view. Though we once regarded Christ in this way, we do so no longer." What does it mean to regard Christ from a worldly point of view? It means to see his perfect life. It means to see that he was a good teacher. It means to even see that, he opened up heaven for us, and, we get to live in heaven, and that's great. But it misses the point of the scriptures. And if we simply look at Christ according to a worldly point of view, we will continue to live in sin. We will be in bondage and we will be enslaved. We might experience moments of freedom, but not the kind of freedom purchased for us at the cross. You see, if we look at Christ according to a worldly point of view, we leave the cross out. We want to go beyond it. We just don't want to look there. We don't want to see our sin. We don't want to see the condemnation, the blood he shed. We want to go beyond it. And that's looking at Christ according to the world's views, according to the flesh. Why do we want to look at Christ according to the Spirit? Because the Spirit's role is to point us like a laser to the cross. Well, because that's where all the life is. That's where freedom from sin is. When you look at the cross, you'll begin to see it from a different perspective. If you look at it according to the Spirit, you'll begin to see, oh, my condemnation died there, so I'm free. Oh, look at the cross. Jesus is rescuing me. Oh, look at the cross. I see something. I'm reconciled to God. Oh, look at the cross. Satan's destroyed. Oh, look at the cross. The law died. And you begin to see, as it says in Isaiah chapter 53, he was wounded for my transgressions. He was bruised for my iniquity. Oh, the punishment that brings me peace was upon him. And by his stripes I am healed. What are we doing? We're seeing the cross from the Spirit's point of view. In other words, rejoicing in all the benefits. You see, the cross hurts us, and then it heals us. What do we mean by that? It hurts us if we look at it according to the flesh, because all we see is our sin. My sin did that? And we're offended because we say, well, I'm not that bad. But if you look at the cross, you say, ooh, I'm actually deserving of capital punishment. That's hurting. That's offensive to the flesh. And we want to get beyond it. I don't want to look. But if we look at it according to the Spirit, we're healed. Meaning, his wounds. Look at his wounds. He was wounded to heal you from your sin sickness. He died that you can live. The cross is where you find power, where you find life, where you find freedom, if you look according to the Spirit. So this is why Paul says this very important statement: though we once regarded Christ in this way, we do so no longer. We're no longer looking from a worldly point of view, which means looking away from the cross. Now we've learned to do as Hebrews 12:2 says, let us fix our eyes on Jesus. Don't stop reading. Who for the joy set before him endured the cross. This is where we find our life, our freedom, our forgiveness, our pardon, our acceptance. I hope that's helpful today.